So far in this section, we have seen how to create records in a table with the post request and how to fetch data from the table with the get request. Now in this lecture, let's learn how to update an entity with the patch request. We are going to work on updating the tweet and also the hashtag for a tweet. So if I go to PostgreSQL database, here in the tweet table, we have 3 tweets, and for the third tweet, we have a related hashtag. So if I go to the junction table, which is tweet hashtags hashtag, you will see that in that table we have one record where we have a relation between the tweet with ID 3 with the hashtag with ID 1. So this tweet with ID 3 has one related hashtag, and that hashtag is nest.js. So this nest.js hashtag, it is associated with this third tweet. Okay, now let's go back to VS Code, and there currently I'm in the tweet service. There I'm going to write a method which we will use for updating an existing tweet. So let's again go ahead and let's create a public async method. I'm going to call it as update tweet, and to update the tweet, we are going to create the update tweet DTO. So if I go to tweet DTO here, we only have one DTO, which is this create tweet DTO. In this DTO folder, I'm going to create a new file and I'm going to call it as update tweet DTO. And we know that a DTO is nothing but a TypeScript class. So here let's go and let's create a class and let's export it. I'm going to call it as update tweet DTO. And now here we are going to specify the type of this update tweet DTO as update tweet DTO. Okay. Now, when we are going to update a tweet, what properties do we want in the update method? So this update tweet DTO, it is going to extend, and here I'm going to use the partial type. To use this partial type, we also need to import it from map types. And here I'm going to specify create tweet DTO. Okay, so whatever properties we have in the create tweet DTO, this text, image, user ID, and hashtags, these properties with the same validators, I also want in update tweet DTO. But there I want to have one extra property, which is the ID of the tweet. And I'm going to specify the ID here as number. So apart from these properties, which we have in this DTO, we are basically inheriting it from the create tweet DTO in the update tweet DTO. So all those 4 properties will be available for update tweet DTO also. But apart from those properties, we also want to have one more property, which is the ID. And this ID will be the ID of the tweet which we are updating. Let's also add some validators on this ID. So this ID should be an integer value. So I'll use isInt, and it should not be empty. It is a mandatory field. So let's use is not empty. Okay. So this is our update tweet DTO. Let's save the changes. Let's go back to tweet service. Let me also close this update tweet DTO and this create tweet DTO. Let me also close this tweet module, this hashtag module, hashtag service for now. And let's close this tweet entity also. Now, what are we going to do here? Here, we are going to update the tweet. So whenever we want to update a tweet, we can update the tweet text, we can update the tweet image. The user ID should not be updatable, but the hashtag should be updatable. Now this hashtags, it is going to be a number. So the first thing which we are going to do here in this update method is using the hashtag IDs, we are going to find all the hashtags from the hashtag table. And for that, again, let's go and let's create a variable. Let's simply call it as hashtags. And here again, I'm going to use this await keyword, and we are going to use the hashtag service. And in the hashtag service, we have this find hashtags method. To that, we need to pass an array of hashtags. And in this update tweet DTO, we have a property called hashtags, which is storing an array of hashtags. So this method here, it is going to return us all the hashtags. Now what we are going to do? We are going to find the tweet. So with the update tweet DTO, if you see in the update tweet DTO, we also have the ID of the tweet which we are going to get. So using that ID, we are also going to find the tweet. And again, to find the tweet, let's create a variable. Let's simply call it as tweet. Let's use the await keyword. And on the tweet repository, we are going to use a method called find one by. And to this find one by, we need to pass the condition using which we want to find the tweet. So here we are going to say find that tweet where the ID of the tweet is update tweet DTO dot ID. So in this way, we also have the tweet. Now what we are going to do is we are going to change the property of that tweet. So now since we have the tweet which we want to update, we can go ahead and we can update its properties. For example, we can go ahead and we can update the text of the tweet using the update tweet DTO dot text property. So in this method, in this update tweet method, we are going to get an instance of this update tweet DTO. And that instance is going to store the values which we are sending with the request. And this tweet object, it is storing the values from the tweet table. So this tweet object is storing the current value. This update tweet DTO, it is storing the new values with which we want to update the tweet. Now, since this method, it is going to be a patch method. So let me also decorate it with at patch decorator. And to use this at patch decorator, we need to import it from next.js/common. Since it is a patch request, in the request body, we will not have all the properties. We will have only those properties which we actually want to update. So what we are going to do is first we are going to check if this update tweet DTO.text, if it exists. That means in the request body, let me actually show you that. So here, let's say I want to make a patch request. I want to make a patch request to this URL, actually to the tweet URL, to the tweet endpoint. We copy this. Let me paste it here. And since I'm making a patch request, I also need to pass a request body. And I'm going to pass a JSON data here. So let's say I only want to update the text of the tweet. So the text of the tweet is, let's say, example tweet 3. I'm also going to specify the ID of the tweet which I want to update. So the ID of the tweet is, let's say, 3. I want to update the third tweet. So here I'm only passing two properties, the text and the ID. So what we are going to do is for each property of the tweet object, we are going to check if the update tweet DTO, in this case, this update tweet DTO, only the text property of this update tweet DTO will have some value, and the ID property of this update tweet DTO will have some value. Other values will be null or undefined. So we are checking if this update tweet DTO.text, if it is not null or undefined, then only we want to assign it to tweet.text. Otherwise, if we don't do that check, in that case, it is possible that if the text is not provided, let's say, for example, I don't want to update the text. Instead, I want to update the image. So here I'm not specifying the text property. So in that case, in this update tweet DTO, the text property will be null or undefined. So that null or undefined will be assigned to this text property of the tweet. That means in the database, when we will save this tweet, for the text column, null will be saved. And we want to avoid that. So first we are going to check if this update tweet DTO.text, if it is not null or undefined, then only we will assign it to the text property of this tweet object. If it is null or undefined, in that case, we will keep the previous value. And the previous value we have in the tweet object. So here we can say tweet.text. So if the text property of the update tweet DTO has some valid value, then only we will use that value to update the tweet text. Otherwise, we will use the old value of the tweet text. And we need to do the same check for all the properties. Okay, so here let's also check this for the image. So if image is specified in the request, then we are going to update the image with that image value. Otherwise, if it is not provided, in that case, it will be null or undefined. So we want to use the previous image value. Okay. Then let's go to create tweet DTO. So we have text, we have image, then hashtags also we have to update, but we will update it later. User ID we are not going to update. Okay, we are going to keep the same user ID, and the ID of the tweet, that also we are not going to update. So here I'm only going to keep the text, image, and then the hashtag. So a user can update the text of the tweet, the image of the tweet, or the hashtags of the tweet. And we have the hashtags in this hashtags property. So we are going to update the hashtags of the tweet with the hashtags which we have calculated here. And I'm going to remove this line. Here we are not checking for null or undefined, because let's say the users have removed all the hashtags which was previously present on the tweet. In that case, the hashtag array of this update tweet DTU will be an empty array. So it will not have any ID in that array. In that case, this find hashtags method, it is also going to return us an empty array, and that we want to assign to this hashtags, so that if there is any relation between the tweet and the hashtags, that will be removed. Okay. But if there are new hashtags for that particular tweet, in that case, those hashtags will be added for that tweet. That means a new row will be created in the junction table of the tweet and hashtag, which will define the relation between the tweet and the related hashtags. I hope you got the point. All right, so we have updated the properties of the tweet. Finally, we need to save this tweet. And to save the tweet, all we have to do is on the tweet repository, we are going to call the save method. And to this save method, we are going to pass this tweet object. Remember, here we are creating the tweet object, and then we are updating its properties. And now we are saving that tweet back in the tweet table. And with this method, we are also going to return that updated tweet. All right. So remember that this save method, it can be used to create a new record in the table, and it can also be used to update an existing record in the table. With this, let's save the changes. Let's go to Postman. Here, instead of image, let's say I want to update the text of the tweet. I want to update the text of the tweet with ID 3. So if I go to PostgreSQL database, there we have this tweet with ID 3, where the text is example tweet 2. So I want to update this tweet, and there I want to change the text to example tweet 3. Okay, and what I'm also going to do is, let me also specify the hashtag. And here, let's say I'm passing an empty array. So currently, for this third tweet, there is one related hashtag. So if I go to this junction table, this tweet hashtag table, you will see that for that third tweet, we have one related hashtag. Now let's go to Postman and let's make a request here, a post request. And here we have an error, cannot patch. Let's go back to VS Code. Okay, that's because, okay, I'm using this patch here, but we should not be using it here. Instead, we should be using it in the controller. So let's remove this patch from here. And in the controller, the tweet controller, let's create a patch endpoint. So here I'm going to use this patch decorator, and to use it again, we need to import it from nestjs/common. Let's create a public function. Let's call it update tweet. Here, I'm going to specify the body decorator, because here we are going to receive the data in the request body. Let me call it as tweet, but the type of this tweet is going to be update tweet DTO. Okay. And from within this method, we are going to call the tweet service, and from the tweet service, we are going to call update tweet method. And to that, we are going to pass this tweet, which is of type update tweet DTO. Let's save the changes. Let's go back to Postman. Let's make the request again, and this time the request should be sent. Okay, let's try it one more time. So you see, request has been sent. We have received this 200 OK. Let's go back to PostgreSQL database. First, let's go to tweet table. The previous value was example tweet 2. Let me rerun this command. And now you will see that the new value is example tweet 3. And let's go to this junction table, this tweet hashtag junction table. If I execute this command here, you will see that that record has been removed because in the hashtag we are providing an empty array. That means all the previous hashtags has been removed. Now here let me go ahead and let me add two hashtags. So let's say for this tweet we want to associate hashtag with ID 1 and also with ID 2. Let's send this request. Let's go back to PostgreSQL database. And now if I execute this query for tweet 3, now we should have two related hashtags, the hashtag with ID 1 and the hashtag with ID 2. Let's go back to Postman. Let's go to get tweet by user and let me make a get request here. So for this user with ID 11, he has made three tweets. The first tweet with ID 1, the second tweet with ID 2, and the third tweet with ID 3. And for this third tweet, we also have some related hashtags, which we are currently not seeing in the result. So let's go back to VS Code and let's go to tweet service. And there we have this get tweets method. There in the relation, we are specifying the user. With the user, let's also specify the hashtags. So we also want to eager load the hashtags whenever we are going to fetch the tweet. Let's save the changes again. Let's go back to Postman and let me send the request again. Okay, let the application build. And now let me send the request. And if I scroll down for the third tweet, you see for the first and second tweet, we do not have any hashtags. So the hashtag is empty array. But for the third tweet, we should have two hashtags, the hashtag with ID 1 and name Nest.js and hashtag with ID 2 and name JavaScript. Okay, so in this way, we can update a tweet and with that tweet, we can update its related hashtags. This is all from this lecture. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.